and then there were 5. There is 5 total games that Barcelona do have to play to finish this league season, and Barcelona are edging closer and closer to winning the league. And Barcelona have done the job yet again by defeating Mallorca 1-0 with a goal coming from Dani Olmo on the 46th minute. This was a match where I believe Barcelona really wanted to get over with. I strongly believe that because of this lineup that we saw tonight with Ansu Fati, with Dani Olmo, Yamal, Pedri, Gavi, Ferran Torres, Inigo Martinez, Hector Fort, Eric Garcia, who played as a right back, a lot of the focus is on the final on Saturday against Real Madrid, where Barcelona can win their second trophy this season. There had to be rotations. I understood why Hansi Flick took this approach and why we saw so many players not start, like Rafinha, Jules Koundé, who never even saw the pitch. Kubarsi did also not play. Fermin Lopez came in later in the game. Frankie de Jong came in to only play about 10 minutes. I mean, like, if you're gonna see a player like Ansu Fati starting on the left wing position, you know that something is up. You know that Hansi Flick needs to rotate the players, that there is fatigue and that there is more important games ahead. We have a match on Saturday against Real Madrid, and 3 days later we're going to be facing Inter Milan, and we will be hosting them. So I understood the assignment. I understood why we saw Ansu Fati and Hector Fort on the left side. But here's the thing. If you were to ask me whether I believed that Ansu Fati and Hector Fort justified why they should be receiving more minutes, I would say I don't think so. Ansu Fati, to me, out of these two players who have not received any minutes whatsoever over the past few months, played the best out of the two. I really do think that based off this performance alone, it was not good enough. But here's the thing. Of course, Ansu Fati was going to play at this type of level that we saw him in. That is because he has not played a lot on the field. And I do think that if Ansu Fati were to play more minutes, more games, he would get to the level where we can say, okay, this guy is a decent backup to Rafinha. It just takes some time. But the problem is that with the amount of games that Barcelona is going to be playing and what those games even are, there is going to be very minimal chances. Every game moving forward for the Copa del Rey, La Liga, the Champions League is very important, and Hansi Flick cannot gamble just like that. As of now, I would just say that the best backup to Rafinha, it is Gavi. Now, once again, I am not saying that Ansu Fati played bad or Ansu Fati does not deserve to start, nor should he leave like Barcelona. I'm not saying things like that. It's just that at the level that he is right now, it is simply just not good enough to say, okay, this guy can play against Inter, this guy can play against Real Madrid, or any of those teams. Ansu Fati played 62 minutes, had 4 total shots, 36 out of 42 passes were completed, 3 chances were created, shots on target 1 out of 4, 1 blocked shot, 57 touches, 5 touches in the opposition box, and 2 passes into the final third. So it's not bad. It's really not that bad. It's just that, you know, we have very important games and we cannot gamble like this. But it was a decent debut since his last start back in October. There was also this huge chance that Ansu Fati had. I believe it was in the second half where Pedri went through like 3 to 4 different players, slipped the ball to Ansu Fati, and all Ansu Fati had to do was shoot the ball with his left foot, but it went out wide. And I'm like, oh my God, if only Ansu Fati scored that goal, it would have been the best. It would have been the start of his confidence building. And with Hector Fort, the exact same thing. It is the exact same thing. I think that if you give Hector Fort more minutes, more confidence, more time on the pitch, he will get better. But as of now, Hector Fort is not at the level that we need him to be at, where we can safely say that, you know, could he play against Inter Milan tomorrow? Could he play against Real Madrid tomorrow? I don't think so. As of now, Balde is the #1 priority to start. Number 2 is going to be Gerard Martin, and then Hector Fort is the third option. Hector Fort had 77 minutes played, 1 total shot, 81 touches, 5 touches in the opposition box, but 0 out of 3 successful dribbles, 0 out of 2 accurate crosses, 0 tackles won, 0 out of 5 ground duels won, 0 aerial duels won. Defensively, he was not at his best, nor offensively. Moving outside of that, I also want to speak about Pedri, who was named as the man of the match. Pedri was golden. Pedri was everything to this Barcelona team, from protecting the ball to intercepting the ball, and even those passes that he made to Ansu Fati, right? Like what we said, Pedri took down like 2 or 3 players, slipped the ball to Ansu Fati, amazing. He also made an amazing pass, very Iniesta-like, to Lamine Yamal, and left Lamine Yamal on a 1-versus-1 situation against the goalkeeper, but unfortunately, Lamine Yamal could not finish it. I thought for a second that Yamal was going to chip the ball over, but he does not have that inside him yet, because that is the type of thing that I expect Messi to do, and what we saw Messi to do all the time. So I'm like, okay, you know, like if you're going to be showing glimpses of Messi and Neymar, maybe just chip the ball forward. You have the technical ability, but Yamal could not finish it, and he just tried to shoot the ball to the bottom left corner, and the goalkeeper just blocked it. And I'm like, oh my God, another assist that they stole away from Pedri. Pedri in this game could have had like 4 or 5 assists based off the amount of quality, not just chances, but quality chances that he gave to Ferran, to Olmo, to Ansu, to Yamal. Pedri was the heart of this game. He created the most chances, which was a total of 6, played the full game, 105 out of 114 passes were completed. God damn. And then we have 1 block shot, 2 touches in the opposition box, 3 out of 3 successful dribbles, 4 out of 4 accurate long balls, 20 passes into the final third, 3 defensive actions, 18 recoveries, 4 duels won, and once again, he was the MVP. This guy is just at the highest he has ever been, and this is perfect because with the time that we are going in through the season, we need Pedri at his level. This guy is an undisputed starter, a player that cannot be replicated, cannot be replaced, and I think that this Barcelona team cannot exist without Pedri. If Hansi Flick wants to build the best possible project for the now and for the future, you need Pedri there. Pedri has to be in the conversation. So if you want to talk about maybe Marc Bernal or Marc Asado or Frankie or Gavi or any other central defensive midfielder, none of those players can dethrone Pedri. All of them have to share the other side of the spot, which is to sit next to Pedri. Pedri cannot come off. I also want to give props to Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo was the one that scored for us tonight. 62 minutes played, 46 out of 55 passes were completed, 4 chances created, 2 out of 4 shots were on target, and scored our winning goal. I mean, like, Dani Olmo is such a finesser. Like, every time he tries to shoot against the goalkeeper, you just never know where the ball's going to end up. Dani Olmo is magical. He's a master in tight spaces, and that is how he was able to score against Mallorca on this night. There was like 3 defenders surrounding him, but Dani Olmo persevered. He's like, I don't care, I have the technical ability to finish this, and he scored. And dude, like, I get it, right? Like, I understand why some might say that this was not the best Barcelona game, that we barely beat Mallorca 1-0. I mean, if you look at the stats, Barcelona had 78% of the possession, an expected goal rate of 3.41, but we only ended up with 1 goal, 40 total shots, and Mallorca only had 4. Shots on target, Barcelona had 13. Big chances, Barcelona had 4. Accurate passes was like 670. This is insane, dude. Like, Barcelona were so dominant. You would expect, based off everything that we have seen, for Barcelona to at least win 5-0. This was a game that was supposed to be 5-0 minimum. And so I understand why some people might say, oh yeah, like, you know, Barcelona did not play good and we only won 1-0. We should have scored more. But I just honestly, dude, like, I gotta give it up to the players. And I'm clapping because this was an 11 that was never tested, never experimented on. And we just have to give props. Like, I know that we just talked about how Ansu Fati did not play at the required level, nor Hector and stuff like that. But still, they did good enough. They did just enough. And the fact that we can still play, I would say, not at our best level, but still win and come out with 3 very important points, it's important. Like Eric Garcia, for example. Obviously, Jules Koundé plays miles better than Eric Garcia on the right back position, but it does not mean that I have to discredit Eric Garcia. Eric Garcia was a phenomenal replacement for Jules Koundé tonight. Eric Garcia did not miss. He had an assist. 1 chance was created. 1 out of 2 shots on target. 91 touches. 3 touches in the opposition box. 7 passes into the final third. 2 out of 3 tackles won. 3 duels won, which was out of 5. Eric Garcia took care of Darder. We can even talk about the dual battle between Araujo and Lauren. It was very important for Hansi Flick to make this decision, right? Like, we could have just said Araujo should play on the right back position, Eric Garcia on the center back position, because we have always seen Eric Garcia as a center back with Inigo Martinez at times through the season. But in this game specifically, Hansi Flick knew that Lauren was going to be a huge physical battle for Barcelona, because Lauren is a physical monster, a player who can protect the ball. He's tall, strong, it's hard to shrug him off. And so Araujo was the one that was tasked to go up against Lauren, and Araujo did an amazing job in never allowing Lauren to get any real goal scoring opportunities. And so the fact that Hansi Flick made that decision to place Araujo on the center back position and Eric Garcia on the right back position, it was a tactical masterclass coming from Hansi Flick. So, like I said, ugly game. Barcelona created chances, we wanted goals, but it is what it is, and I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take this like a man and say, thank you, Mallorca, thank you for the test. We tried our best. We had like 40 shots against you guys. You guys blocked it for some reason, but we got 3 points and we move on from there. I honestly think that all of this is just a test, right? It's a huge test for what's to come against Inter Milan, for example, because Mallorca were defending for their lives. We created a lot of goal scoring opportunities. I expect the Inter Milan and Barcelona game to go the exact same way. Inter Milan are going to have a defensive masterclass. I already know it, and I can see it from a mile away. And Barcelona will be the ones with more chances than Inter Milan. We just have to be effective, okay? We have to be very effective with our goal scoring chances. The same thing is going to happen with Inter Milan. Inter Milan are going to be saying, okay, you know, we're not going to have the exact same goal scoring opportunities like FC Barcelona. We're not going to have the like 9 chances created and like 40 total shots in Barcelona. But when we do, we have to capitalize on top of that. So we have to focus defensively against Barcelona, and when we have those counter-attacking opportunities, we have to make it count. I expect that coming from Inter Milan, and Barcelona just had a preview of what's to come against Inter Milan, and the early test was against Mallorca. Facing Inter Milan in a few days is just going to be a higher level of Mallorca, and that's it. So Ferran, Rafinha, Yamal, please, when Pedri feeds you those final third opportunities, those through balls, score the goals, please. So all in all, bro, I just don't know how to like review this match as a whole, because it would like, okay, like think about it. This was a game that was supposed to be 5-0. You would assume that, oh yeah, it was an ugly game. But then if you look at the actual game, like if you saw the full 90 minutes, Barcelona were playing very entertaining football. Pedri was amazing. Ansu Fati was creating those chances. Yamal was trying to dribble through players. It was entertaining. Even the Mallorca players, they were like smiling for some reason. They were smiling every time Barcelona almost scored. It was almost like a charity match for some reason. I'm like, what's going on here? It really felt like a final in the first 45 minutes because of how hard Barcelona were trying to get the first goal. So it was entertaining, right? But at the same time, it was kind of ugly. I don't know how to explain it. It was a very weird match. I'm just super happy that we got 3 points, and the fact that, you know, we got an Ansu Fati cameo, that Pedri is the best midfielder in the world and is not Bellingham, that Lamine Yamal is the boss of the attack. It just makes me very, very happy for some reason. And that is it, right? We move on from there. Weird match, but we move on. 3 total points. We have a 7-point margin against Real Madrid right now, and Real Madrid do play in about 24 hours. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Getafe, please, bro. Like, Getafe, go out there and just play dirty. Go for the 0-0. I know you guys like to do that against the top 4 best teams in La Liga. Go for the 0-0 or the 1-1, please. Getafe, finish this for us. Like, take away points from Real Madrid so we can just finish off this league title race and call it quits and go for the Champions League full in. You know what I'm saying? So we have another match to play on Saturday against Real Madrid, and we will be there. All of us will be there. So that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.